Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren from Lauren and the Books. I'm experimenting with my lighting and filming at night. Wonderment. Today I'm going to be doing an individual book review, and these are something that I don't often do. But I read this book and felt compelled to do it because I felt so differently to every other book review I've seen of this book. So the book that I'm talking about, you may have guessed from the title of this video, is My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Now, I've tried... I didn't like it. I gave this book 1 star, and the crux of the matter is that I found this book incredibly dull, and I'm surprised that I finished it. Usually 1-star books that I finish are books that I'm having to read for a book club. But I had such high hopes for this book, even like after about almost up to about 250 pages, which is like this much through, I was like, there's got to be something that's going to amaze me in this book, because I've heard such wonderful things. Like every single book review I had seen or watched or heard was all incredible. People were saying to me, you've got to read this book, you've got to read My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. I kept seeing it in all the shops. People that don't even watch my booktube videos but I know in real life were like, oh, have you read My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante? I've heard it's amazing. So I was like, God, I'm going to read this. I actually have 2 copies of this. I got a copy from the publisher and David bought me a copy, and I was like, hey, I don't even care that I've got 2 copies. I'm definitely going to love this book. So, first of all, the cover's naff, which I knew going into it. So, if you love this book, then I'm not going to be like rude about it or anything. I just found it really dull. Like I said that already, but I thought there was far too many characters, all with similar names, which is a problem that I have anyway. So like books like Game of Thrones, when there's all similar names, I'm a bit like, oh my god, what's going on? So like if there's lots of characters, that is a problem I have. But when you've got an index of like this many characters that you're supposed to keep tabs on, and I had to keep referring back to this, like that is not the sign of a good book for me. Like I'm not enjoying a book that I am referring constantly to the front pages to know who is who. The 2 main characters it follows 2 girls, Leela and, oh my god, I've forgotten her name, Leela and Eleanor, the main character, and it follows their friendship from when they were kids, and it goes all the way up to the beginning of their, so like the end of their early teens they're in still. No, not early teens, like 16 I think they are at the end. And I did not like either of these girls. Now that is not normally a problem in a book for me. I don't have to love the characters to know that I'm going to enjoy it. Some of my favourite books have got characters that I absolutely hated it, i.e. Wuthering Heights. But these 2 characters, I just felt like all they were doing was just trying to outdo each other constantly. There was so much whining, so much sort of like back beef with other characters that I just didn't care about. There was points in the book where I was like, you 2 are supposed to be friends, and and I know the whole point of it was that she was like quite a toxic person, but neither of them were good for each other, and it just all seemed very pointless. I was bored with the incessant whining. I also thought there was loads to keep up with, but at the same time it was really, really slowly paced, and this book just wasn't for me, guys. So. And I find it, like, this is how, like, and I never want to be the person who'd be like, why does everyone like this book so much? But I was so bitterly disappointed with this because I really wanted it to be incredible that I feel like that. Like, why? So if you love this book, tell me what it is you love about this book, because for me, there was nothing in there to love. Like, it was dull, too many characters, too slow paced. Like, I didn't even think that the description was that good, and from what I was going into this, I thought, God, I'm going to find out so much about what it's like to live in 1950s Naples. I feel like I know nothing about what was going on in 1950s Naples. Like, apart from there was just 2 whiny girls there just moaning about everything, because that is what this book was for me, like a long, long moan. Now, I do have the second one. The publisher sent me the second one, obviously before I reviewed this. Sorry, guys. And this is even bigger. Now, I don't know if I'll give it a go because I hated this so much. So if anyone has read the first and second and found the second a lot better, then maybe I'll give it a go. But at the moment, I was just so disappointed in it, I feel like I want to give up. Not on reading in general, just on that. So, that's my review, basically. I feel disappointed. Who loved this book? If you loved it, tell me why. If you didn't like it, then come out the woodwork, guys, because I feel like I'm the only person who said they don't like it. That's a lie. Mercedes yesterday, Minnie's playing with a coaster on the floor, proper going for it. Mercedes yesterday said in her wrap up that she was finding it a bit dull, so I felt a little bit okay about it then. But yeah, so that's my review today, guys. That's my booktube video today, guys. I feel really bad bringing you a miserable video of me going, there's too much wine in. That's how I found it. I hope you're all well, and I will see you all again soon for another booktube video. Goodbye!